Hello.
Um,
Hello.
Hey Peter, hey everyone.
Hello.
just a second. Welcome everyone to the Hyperledger Cacti maintainers meeting. Please abide by the antitrust policy notice that we are sharing on the screen, and also the Hyperledger Code of Conduct, which you can find linked to on the agenda document right here. So I have two topics. Well, one is Rama's topic, but the first one is mine. So I was going to propose that we cut the 2.0 release at the end of September. I don't know exactly when yet, but roughly speaking at the end of the month. So is there anybody who would like to not do that, or should we go ahead?
It's fine by me.
Yeah, fine. Thanks.
Okay. Israel, are you good with it?
Sorry, I was muted. I think it is fine.
Okay. Thanks everyone. And on to the Open SSF scorecard. I haven't had time to look into it deep, except for one thing. I was reading their source code to figure out if there's a way to configure a list of files that would just get ignored. And this does not exist, but there was some mention in GitHub issues of Gradle wrappers, which are supposed to be ignored, but maybe there's a configuration option for it. So I don't know if this is true, but there were some hints of it in the source code that it should be able to, or it should be possible to instruct it to just overlook the fact that the Gradle wrapper jar files are in there. So that's what I have on the scorecard.
Yeah, thanks for taking that up.
Sorry, what was that?
No, I just thanks. Yeah, good
Oh.
job finding that. Yeah, let's. Yeah, I can also take a look at that next month and make whatever settings are necessary. I say next month because I'm out on vacation the next 2 weeks. So the earliest I can get to this is first week of October.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So that's all I had. We can get on to the ad hoc discussion topics. Does anyone have any?
Yeah. So I know Rama wanted to talk about the committing the protos. And I made a mistake last night. Actually, the ones in the common core do need to be committed in order to compile interop SDK. So I'm not sure how I got confused, but this morning when I was looking at my most recent CI, it didn't pass. So possibly at this point, the easiest thing to do is just commit. Like it's a big PR request. I'm more or less done the Fabric CopM implementation. But the original code itself is actually quite small because it mostly uses already pre-existing Weaver code. But I do have, before I commit it, I want to do a little presentation on it to Rama and Sandeep because I've got a few ideas of how the interop and the fabric or the drivers can be made more portable between TypeScript languages. And I see that the Bezu port has been started but not finished. So this might be a good time to rethink the design of the interop library and the driver library to see how they could be made to be more portable.
Yeah, for the drivers, okay, we'll come to the presentation, but for the drivers specifically, our ambition is to actually merge them into the Fabric and Corda connectors respectively. So that's something we would like to do. Yeah.
I don't know if that makes a lot of sense because the Weaver drivers are doing things that are specific to the relays. So people that don't have a relay in their system aren't necessarily going to want the Weaver driver commands in there. So I think if there's going to be a merge, like there's a way to merge these pieces, but putting the connectors and the drivers together isn't really, I don't think, going to accomplish that much. We should look at it kind of at a higher level.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think you're right. I think if you look at the driver code right now, most of the code is devoted, a lot of the code is devoted to handling messages from the relay or trying to send messages to the relay. But there's also some basic Fabric code which involves just trying to read identities from a wallet, trying to send a transaction to the Fabric ledger. On the Corda case, also something similar, which I think is common between the Fabric driver and the Fabric connector and or the Corda counterparts.
Sure.
So yeah, there's a maybe you're right. I think maybe what we can do is try and okay, there's something you don't have to really work on this for your internship, and this is not going to be on the scope. We'd be happy to listen to your ideas about this. But I think what we could do is have a package called Fabric Relay Driver or something, because specifically devoted to relay functions, and have a dependency from that onto the Fabric connector.
Yeah, so that makes more sense.
Yeah, okay. We should try and do something like that. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I do want to set up a presentation to go over my ideas for making the Weaver code more portable between different ledgers that support TypeScript. It's kind of so let's set that up.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I told Peter, and I think I mentioned it on chat a while ago, I'm going to be out in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So if you make a presentation, do it to Sandeep. I would say, and we have if you want a candid implementation, just go ahead with it. And once I come back in the first week of October, anytime after, first or after, I can review and chat with you. I can have more discussions with you after that. But it's not going to be possible till tomorrow. So
sure,
I'm with you.
Understood.
Yeah, I'll mention it to Sandeep. So he was supposed to join, but I think he got delayed by now. But I'll let him know. And on the first thing about the protos, so you're saying you do need that you do need to bundle the protos JS
Yeah,
with
in the
SDK?
common one, not in both, but definitely in the common, just to build the interop. It's this whole process of copying the protos from place to place is a bit funny. I think they could be just built the once in the common package and then included in the other spots.
Yeah. So let me. I mean, there are two different ways of running or building interop node SDK. One is the local build where you have to either copy or you have to symlink the common protos.js and then build interoperation node SDK. But there's another way where you just use the packages that have already been published to the Hyperledger NPM library. So there we have both those. So if you look inside interoperation node SDK, you'll see two package.json. One is called package.json, which is using the published dependencies, and there's a package local.json, which is using the local dependencies. The reason to have the second one is purely for development purposes. So if you are, let's say, you're working on some feature in the SDK or somewhere else, which involves some change to the protos. So then, in order to build the interoperation node SDK with the latest protos, you will need to somehow use the local dependency, because if you try to use the published dependency, it won't work, right? So that's why we have that.
This is normal when you're working in a multi-package repository. So so I don't think there's really a need to do the copying of the files. I think that you can build the TypeScript in the in the common protos package and then include it in other packages. So there's lots of tools for, like, if the concern is that, well, you change something in common, you need to rebuild everything. There's tools, I think, that can handle that.
If you can make interop node SDK build with protos.js just in one location, go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember why we did a copy. Just whatever code script we wrote for that were like 3 years ago, I think. But maybe we had some issues. But just try it out. If it works, then we'd be happy to use that.
Yeah, I'll try it out. Okay, that's all I've got.
Okay, cool. So I see Sandeep has joined. So Sandeep, Jennifer had said she wanted to give us a presentation on drivers, how to refactor them. So I won't be here next 2 weeks. So maybe you and she can get together next week sometime. And Jennifer, no? Okay. Yeah. So maybe you can get together, and if you're happy with what Jennifer's proposing, she can go ahead with the implementation, and I'll review after I get back. Sandeep, okay, right? Okay, I think he has some problems with audio. Jennifer, I think that should be. You can
Okay,
take Sandeep
Well-
and
we'll set something up.
Okay. Any other topics anyone would like to discuss before we close the call?
nothing from me.
All right. Then thanks everyone for joining, and I'll talk to you next time.
Thank you. See you next month.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.